What up, man? It's your man James right here on the I Just Think Different podcast, and I'm sitting here with my man Mookie right now. And what we about to do is have a conversation about COVID-19. I know that's a very serious thing going on right now, and it's then took out some of my very own family members, and it also has, affected some of my family members directly, and affected a lot of people across the world. Man, this is a worldwide situation. And it don't seem like it's going nowhere no time soon, man. So what we about to do is just sit here and talk about it and just gain a little bit of insight. Gain a little bit of insight, gain a little bit of how you really feel about it. Do you feel like it's going anywhere? Do you feel like you go get over it or what? So I'm gonna go ahead and let Mook talk about his personal COVID experience. And once again, you listening to I Just Think Different podcast, and I'm your host, James. And right now, Mookie about to explain to you about his COVID.
Man, yeah. So, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Sure.
So yeah, like I said, I just found out I tested positive for COVID last Monday I went and got tested, and Wednesday they called me with my results. Told me I tested positive. First of all, I woke up feeling sick, fever, body aches, so all right. I said, let me go get tested because of what's going around. I don't know. I was kind of hoping it wasn't that, because you got to do the whole quarantine. And I guess hearing what's going on, you don't think it's true until it happens to you. I don't know if you ever experienced that.
Oh, definitely.
You kind of paying attention, you hear it, but you still just it's not real until it happened to you.
Exactly.
So I don't know, man. Basically, right now, man, I'm just praying that I'm one of the ones that I'm feeling okay right now. But this thing took out a lot of people. Like you said, some of our family members they ain't passed away from it. I don't know. It still kind of seems unreal to me right now with everything that's going on.
All right, so break down to me what you actually felt physically when you felt like, I don't know, I might have something.
Well, like I said, physically, I woke up in a sweat, this real drenched, cold sweat. I could tell I'm sick. I felt this, how you feel like you got a fever, and then I had real bad body aches, and I kind of knew I know that's not what I think it is, and first thing you think maybe the flu. So when it got tested, I asked what can you do? People at the urgent care, all they said was take medicine, fever reduced medicine, try to stay hydrated. And basically if you get worse, go to the emergency, but there's really nothing to this vaccine is kicked out. So I did that. Tuesday I kind of felt better during the day, but later on that night I kind of felt shaky. I said Wednesday I was feeling pretty good, but I got the call probably about 2:00 that afternoon saying, hey, we got your results and you tested positive. I said, wow. That's when they basically said, quarantine for, the 2 weeks. If it doesn't get any better, then, go back to, go to emergency. But it's just basically one of them things you got to fight, your body got to fight it off.
Yo, how long was you actually down before you went to get tested?
It was. I got tested Monday morning as soon as I woke up. Well, I guess when I went to sleep Sunday night, I felt, how you kind of feel like that cold is coming on. So yeah, maybe late Sunday night.
So you woke up Monday, had a situation, got tested, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right. So from the Monday forward, what was your mood and what was your body feeling like from Monday forward?
Monday, it was on Monday. I slept all day. That's probably the most I slept in. I can't even tell you. Probably the most I ever slept, to be honest. That's how drained I was from that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Tuesday, I woke up feeling kind of, getting back. I felt pretty okay. And then Tuesday night, I was feeling shaky. I think I took some Tylenol like I said, to keep the fever down. Wednesday, I woke up feeling, kind of feeling like back, like myself. Like I said, I got the call. It wasn't the flu. I know people say oh, it's just the flu. But it did feel like a little bit stronger flu than normally. Because I can't even tell you the last time I had the flu. It's been a while. So
with all that being said, how are you right now?
I'm good right now. I'm just still drinking hot tea to make sure everything, that congestion is all broken up.
All right, let me ask you this. Did you throw up any?
No, I didn't throw up.
Did you have hot sweats and, clothes was just leaky with sweat and,
I,
you
I
had
did.
that?
I had that.
Yeah. All right. Did you, were you able to eat?
I was able to eat. I didn't lose my taste or smell, and I was able to eat. Well, Tuesday I just ate some soup. I didn't have the appetite, but I didn't lose my taste or smell.
So you had pretty much all your senses.
I had all my senses. Just like I said, the chills.
So from your perspective, what was the worst thing that you felt during this whole situation?
Probably, like I said, when I woke up Monday morning in the sweat, my body was I had these aches, just like I said, hot sweats, cold sweat, and just real drain. Like you know how you just don't feel like you had no energy to do nothing.
Yeah.
And because I know when I woke up and first thing I called my mom, and she was, I said, I think I'm sick. I probably need to go get tested. And she asked me, she's like, well, can you drive yourself? And I said, yeah. I didn't want her to come over here because, that stuff could spread. So I definitely didn't want to, try to spread that stuff to my loved ones. So I was able to drive myself to urgent care. That honestly probably was the hardest part. Just driving myself somewhere because I felt that drain like that.
Man.
Yeah, so.
That's unfortunate, man. So where you think you got it from, man? You think was you all, social distancing? Was you, washing your hands or keeping everything legit?
I was washing my hands and stuff. I'm still working. I'm working 2 jobs. So, and I'm masked, wear my mask and everything at work. So I don't know. I don't think it was work. I'm gonna be honest, before stuff closed back down, I was kind of like, going out to the bars, but I still, had my mask on. No, I didn't really get close to anybody. So I don't know where I could have contributed.
Wait a minute, you said you was going to the bars and stuff. So how was you getting your drinks and stuff, man? Like you got a gift from the bartender or whatnot, man. They were just airdropping them.
Yeah, that is true. But the bar's been closed over 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks. I don't know, like maybe I got exposed to the virus and then the symptoms just hit me like a week later or something. I know that can happen. So,
man. So was your bro straight? Like, man, was your household straight?
Well, my bro, yeah. So my bro, he been working from home, and he already, he just quarantined. They say if you live with somebody. My parents, I think they've been quarantined at their house. Because I had seen them the day before I got sick because I was over there. I went to my parents' house. And that was about it. They all feel fine. So like I said, it's just, I don't know, like how this thing really works. Like I kind of got an idea, the stuff we've been reading about it, but it is basically, my loved ones, they're safe. And I get that was the most important thing. Cause I knew, like, I felt like I was young enough, like if I get it, like, okay, I can recover, but I did want my loved ones to be straight,
Yeah. So what did you feel like when you was hearing about it the whole year? I feel like some people might have caught it last year, might have caught it around this time last year and really didn't know what to call it, really didn't know what it was. So it might have hit it with the flu or I just wasn't feeling good. But I know people that was down for about a week or so around this time last year, man. And then when it just kicked in full blast, I mean, it was turned to be real serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I first heard about it, I thought it was one of them things like, okay, it's gonna pass over eventually, like Ebola and all that. I didn't think it was gonna get this serious where we were shutting things down. NBA got shut down, college basketball, and like you said, people were sick last year around this time, and they didn't know what it was. I don't know. When I first heard it, like I said, I really wasn't. I don't want to say I was taking it serious, but I was like, I never really thought it could happen to me. I'm like one of the ones when it comes to like these viruses getting sick, I always kind of like, maybe my faith in God I kind of think like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. Even though I take cautious in everything I do, but
I'll be honest. That's what got me through, man. This whole COVID situation for real is definitely my faith in God, man, and just
Yeah,
knowing that His covering over me is just, you know, just hand fully on me and my household, man. Because me and my wife was able to literally travel to Texas more than once.
mhm.
Was in Michigan more than once, you know what I'm saying? And all the spots in between that we stop at, rest stops, gas pumps that we gotta, touch and get at. I'm be honest with you, man. Human beings are dirty.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we dirty people, man. We might not want to admit that as human beings. And I'm
mhm.
saying we because I'm a human, but I'm not dirty. So well, as human beings, man, for a fact, I know that I stopped at a rest stop, man, went into the bathroom, and three stalls back to back all had unflushed waste in it. You know what I'm saying? So just what it is, man. I'm talking about waste at the back of the toilet to the front of the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like
Man.
nobody even flushed the toilet. You see what I'm saying? Just straight up at the rest stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how dirty human beings really are, man. You can always tell how clean a person is by just, you know what I'm saying? You could look in somebody's car and tell how clean a person is, man. All the trash and stuff they have in their car, old receipts, man, just some of everything. And just the smell alone, just being in people's cars and stuff, man. Like people are dirty. And then
Yeah.
they tell you to do basic stuff that you should have already been doing, like, wash your hands. Like, you mean tell me you gotta tell somebody to wash their hands, fam? Like,
No,
yeah.
right. That's what I thought was crazy. I'm like, you got to tell somebody to wash their hands. That's just common sense. Like, you should know wash your hands, like especially out in public. I don't understand like how you go to the bathroom and not wash your hands, but
It ain't as basic as apparently it seems, man. Like a
well,
lot of
yeah,
people just don't wash their hands, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've witnessed it myself, man. I've been in plenty of bathrooms where people come in, use the bathroom, walk straight out. I've been in stalls using the restroom, and somebody sit next to me, and I can hear them. They do their business and roll straight out. No washing their hands or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, people are really like that. And these same people will handshake you and want to dap you later on. You like, nah, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like people, and this is at your job. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? These people you work with every day, and everybody that you work with is quote unquote an adult. Like everybody grown, right? But that ain't really grown folk stuff. You know what I'm saying? People really nasty and dirty, man. But they don't want to admit that, or they ain't gonna say like, you know what? Yeah, I probably could, be a little bit more mindful of things I do. But nah, man, you just straight up. But I realize, man, people don't care about things until it happened to them. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? When it happened to you, that's when it's like, oh, my bad. Like I didn't know.
And
But
and you're right because I noticed that these people not wearing masks, like they don't care until like you said until it happened to them. And you got these same ones like these people like the bottom line, like yeah, there's people that's getting this virus and then okay, yeah, they are recovering, but there are people that are dying. And I think people need to look at that and have the respect for that. Like they not taking that in consideration. Like it's so weird how many people get upset because like they're mad like restaurants and bars and stuff are shut down. And like even now, like with a shutdown, people still they're not social distance. They go over people's houses, these large gatherings, and it's like they in their mind they don't really. I don't know, man. Like to me, I don't want to, not to offend nobody, but it's just selfish. Like how can you. And then people always telling me, yeah, it's not real, it's man made, or it's just like no, like I said, and then these conspiracy theories, they are like, oh man, the government killing us and all that. I said, whatever you think, that's okay, that's what you think. But at the same time, like, nah, like this is real. This is this. This is us. This is facts. What's going on right now is happening.
now
And
let me ask you this: you feel like that because you caught it, or you feel like that prior?
no, I feel like that prior. I did feel like that prior. I like I said, because I knew people that died from
Yeah.
it. And that's why I knew I'm like, okay, yeah, it's real. Like I said, I kind of I didn't think I could catch it, Well, I don't know. That don't make no sense. I really wasn't too worried about catching it. But like I said, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
just an unfortunate situation. Now, when going back to all the stuff that you was mentioning, as far as people thinking conspiracy theories and the government, I'll tell you one thing, man. I was really reckless with a mask too, man. I don't really wasn't wearing a mask when it first popped off. I didn't wear a mask until they told you need to wear a mask, and then even sometimes I get out my car and forget to put on the mask because you like, yo, this,
yeah,
like, come on, man. And then again, I've had, well, we lost people. We lost family members, man.
yeah.
That's a fact. That's a true statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I'm like, okay, let me put on a mask for everybody else because they might not have a mask, right? So let me give, if I feel that I never catch COVID, I feel like COVID will look at me and be like, yo, we ain't got nothing to do with him. We go jump on somebody else. Then at least let me give the people around me the satisfaction to know that I at least care about their well-being, and protect myself, even if I feel like it's just gonna bounce off me. So the point I'm making is like wearing your protective gear is giving other people the mindset to say, ease it out. Because now you don't have your stuff on. Now I gotta feel away. You don't ever want to make nobody feel away on anything, COVID or not. Like anything that you do in life, you don't want another person to feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you always want to move forward with the most positive and the best scenario that you can come up with that's going to benefit you and the people around you. So with that being said, obviously, what I'm saying, put your mask on. Now, before everybody started making masks, this was probably about in March, I sat here and I said, man, you know who about to come up? People who make masks, like the mask designers and stuff. And then truth
Yeah.
be told, boom, now everybody got a mask. I even got a mask. My sister made me a mask. Like I got several masks. Like I've even stopped some Amish people and got an Amish mask. You know what I'm saying? Like it's everybody got a mask, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's to come up for people in a sense to where this economy is now have been collapsed. A lot of people are staying at home. A lot of people aren't essential workers, so they have to stay at home and rely on however they get it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of unemployment situations going on out there, and it's just a lot of struggle. I personally feel that if it's getting that bad, if something is that bad, and it's taking that many lives as the statistics say, I personally feel, if you don't work for the fire, police, hospital, EMS, Red Cross, then you need to be at home, period.
I'm with you.
100%. You know what I'm saying? For 2 weeks. And guess what? My light bill, my car bill, my mortgage, my whatever bill I got ain't getting paid across the globe. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you adding an extra month to my stuff. I'm saying this month is a wrap. You just mark it off, like do your little tax write-off, whatever you need to do, but you ain't getting no bread for me this month at all. And you not extending my stuff either, man. This is just a whole wrap. You know what I'm saying?
And because it's funny you mentioned that, because I look at that like even like right now I got the Sunday night football game on, and I'm looking at something like I'm like, yo, I love sports, but at the same time, how you having a contact sport with this COVID stuff going on? Like,
right.
And you're right. And I'm thinking like, yo, come on now. You got these dudes out here. Like, this not serious. This is nothing. You just scratched, the whole season, the way I'm looking at it.
And even the president had it, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
What more do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't had it, so I don't know what God has put in me or what's going on with me and my household, but me, my dog, and my wife, like I said, has been able to travel and be around people with COVID and test negative for it while they test positive for it. You feel me? So when you in those particular situations, then you do feel like a little like it's gonna bounce off me or not even affect me, or you know what I'm saying? That's how I personally feel. You know what I mean? And maybe that is the way I shouldn't feel, but I can't help but to feel like that because I feel that it as a blessing. Like, yo, I haven't caught anything like that. And it's very unfortunate to my loved ones who have passed away from it, man. That's not a cool thing. But one thing is true that I do know is that God don't make no mistakes, man. So
yeah, definitely.
I can't quote and argue that, man. It's just like I said, it's just unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But as crazy as this may sound, what I'm about to say, man, they say the numbers has gone up and they keeping everybody in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shootings that happen in Chicago, but they don't stop nobody from going to Chicago. You feel me?
Right.
People would still be downtown Chicago taking pictures. They be doing whatever they want. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, something like we from Flint, Michigan, dog. It's been the freaking, one of the highest dangerous places to live in the United States over the last 2-3 decades.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in the top 10 all the time. And, that didn't stop us from going anywhere or doing anything, right? So you know of it, but it still don't change, what you do and what you move. But this particular thing changes everything. And it's forced you to, change everything because it's always multiple sides to it. There's people that's became PhDs overnight. You know what I'm saying? They got their PhD overnight, and they could tell you, man, all you gotta do is just wear a mask, keep clean, distance yourself. And then other people like, no, it's a serious thing. And then like other people like, oh, it is a conspiracy thing because look, the government trying to do X, Y, Z, and if you look at it, it plays into the situation. I mean, a lot of things are true. You know what I'm saying? This is an election year. And from March up until before November, they was closing down the little things. But I really feel like the summer was wide open, bro. I feel like right after March and April, it was like, all right, let's shut it down for a little bit, see what's going on. And May popped open, and some states was open. Texas was open in May. They was rolling. They was allowing you to get your hair cut and everything open in May. But this the United States. But we ain't united because everybody ain't on the same page. Like every state is governed by their own governor. And when you look at the government, man, you got to look at chain of command. It's a chain of command system. Your direct person that you listen to in your city is your mayor. The person the mayor listen to is the governor. The person the governor listen to is the president. You see what I'm talking about? So if that's the chain of command of how things go, and that's who you got to listen to, then everybody want to point the finger at the president and blame him for something. But you also got your direct governor that you got to listen to as well. Or Big Gretch shutting things down around there and ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Is she nominated for one of the best people of the year? You feel me? So, it's just about, how you take care of yourself and take care of your situation outside of any government telling you anything. As a human being, you should want to do the best for the people around you, man. Like you've already been laid that out already. Like treat people like you want to be treated, man. So therefore you should take the necessary cautions to do things appropriately. But again, we so ignorant. We want to do what we want to do and then blame other people for our mistakes when the things happen to us and don't hold ourselves accountable for the mistakes that we make. That's the problem. And that's going to always be the problem with human beings until they allow their ego to be released and they can sit there and say, you know what, man, I was wrong and I did mess up. So how can we make this better? You're never going to get better at all if you're sitting here with an overblown ego thinking that you know it all. I don't know nothing. I don't have no answers, man. All I can do is sit here and make suggestions. And if I'm wrong, you tell me where I'm wrong. Let's go find the research and we can make it right. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm the end all, tell all, the beginning and the end, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just simply saying you got to take responsibility for your own actions as a human being, man. And again, we don't do that.
No, we don't. And that's how I kind of like, with all this going on, I'm kind of looking at myself like, dang, like, because, like you said, people want to put the blame on somebody. When I just looked at myself like, okay, where was I at to get COVID? I didn't blame nobody else. I wasn't like you said, trying to put this blame off like, oh, because I went here. Like you got the choice of places you go. And just with all this, man, like I said, it really taught me to be thankful. Like, because, when I was off, I was getting paid. I was able to pay all my bills and everything. Like you said, car notes, insurance, rent, cell phone bill, just all that. But I don't know, man. I learned so much because I'll be honest, man. It was a couple people that asked me, about COVID when if they was around me, like, well, how long did you had it? When did you? I'm like, look, I don't know. I just woke up sick Monday morning. I told them, like I said, I really, if we was around each other, I said, well, I apologize. I don't think we were that close. From my understanding, I said you can't get it unless you all in somebody's face for more than 15 minutes with no mask on. That was my understanding. Is what they told me, but
yeah, a lot of things, changed over the course of just finding out about it. But ultimately, with all of that, just be responsible, man, and take care of yourself appropriately, which means, be self-aware. You know what I'm saying? Even if you feel like you Superman, everybody else not. So if you are Superman, take the role of Superman and protect the people, which means put your mask on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I mean, I hate the mask. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the mask. I don't like not being able to breathe efficiently. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the best way to explain a mask for me is putting your head under the covers. It's a lot of difference of breathing under the covers versus breathing outside the covers. It's a whole new nother airflow that come through your nostrils when you not having that passage. You see what I'm saying? I can breathe is not efficient enough for me. Also, I wear glasses, so my glasses always getting fogged up. I'm always moving my glasses, always steam coming out my glass. That's annoying, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's another level of stuff I got to deal with. But, if it's to, help someone else's life or to protect somebody else's life, then definitely. However, in this same sense, rode up on plenty of family members and hugging them and kicking it with them. So I mean, like it's a toss up thing, man. It's allowing you to gain separation from people you would normally be around. And with this separation, man, anytime you not around something for a while, it tend to not matter.
Yeah.
So with you not being around family members and your certain homies and friends, by the time it's time to be around them, you ain't gonna care. You like, yo, I went the whole year without, really messing with you, bro. Like, hey, I'm straight. Or the phone calls or the checkups to even say, yo, are you good? I'm just calling to see how you doing, or I just want to know how you was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that don't happen either, man. So it's like, where do you really put yourself, man? It's like, what are you really supposed to do in a situation where it seems like it's not going nowhere, and this seems like it's not going nowhere? We're gonna be walking around now for a long time with our mask on. It's not just over here, bro. It's worldwide. It's a worldwide situation, man. And if you look, when it first started, to me, I could be wrong, but just when it first started, to me, it seemed like New York was popping with all type of cases. Like New York was just flooded with type of cases. But on the other side of it, New York is the largest city in the United States, right? Yeah. Now, currently, they saying California just is popping. Remember, Florida was popping too, but now California just off the chain. California is the largest populated state in the United States. So more people live in California than any other state in the United States. So therefore, yeah, you will see a lot of increase out there too, because there's more people out there, right? But I also know that they said my mother-in-law had COVID and she had no tests, and they ain't giving no tests, you feel me? They just hit her with the, 1, 2. I also know that, my wife's grandma, had it, but my, aunt that, caretakes her and be around her, tested negative, you know what I'm saying? So even, if you're around somebody, you still might not get it. It's still one of those weird things where it's not even guaranteeing you that you know what I'm saying, but you about to receive it. However, you don't want to be in that position and situation, man. So again, if you can eliminate that, then, you got to take the proper steps necessary to eliminate that. Like I said, I've seen a lot of situations where, like I just explained, people around it and never get nothing. I've been around people and don't get nothing and go to work. And they tell you essential worker, you got to go to work. But at my job, every week is somebody there with COVID, but I'm still walking through the door and we still there. They're not shutting down anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so either you go I mean, what we doing here, man? Like you got to live with it or you don't. Like,
yeah. And that's how I kind of was too. I'm like, okay, so what we doing now? like you say, either we gotta live with it or we don't, because we still going to work. And it's like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Because like you said, I don't see this thing going nowhere no time soon. And then they talk about next month a vaccine is on the way, but I'm thinking like, okay, what's the vaccine? Because me personally, if I'm feeling fine, don't shoot me with nothing. That's just me. Now,
And that's the other side of it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, all right, what now? Here's the other thing. Now, all right, they got a vaccine.
yeah,
In order to go back to work or come to work, you got to get the vaccine.
yeah. That's
And I ain't like, well, no, you like, whoa, I got to get the vaccine. Like, yeah, if you don't get the vaccine, show paperwork, you got the vaccine, then you can't come to work. Then people gonna be screaming, oh, that's really not legal, and you really can't do that. Well, they can't tell you to put a mask on either, but you know what I'm saying? It makes sense to have one. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that, you know, they tell you to do that you shouldn't do. But here's the thing. What God tell you? Follow the laws of the land. So I mean, if they saying that's what it is, that's what you gotta do, right? But that's a whole another other thing when it become official and you gotta deal with it for real. Like people ask you all the time, like, what would you do if you know, somebody broke into your house or somebody you know, took your girl or something like that? You like, man, I don't know. I would get revenge. I'd get my gun and get him. Yeah, but do you? You don't know. You don't know until it happened. Like, so you really can't gauge it until it really happened to you, and you really got to deal with it. Now it's a different situation, right?
yeah.
So when you really got to take that shot to go get that job, are you going to get that job? You see what I'm saying? But during this time period, a lot of independent people that came up. So now it's direct to consumer type deals. You see what I'm saying? So now we're in a situation where, you know, people are just, you know, doing their own thing and gaining money from direct access to you either like me or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You can pay over here. Like OnlyFans is popping. OnlyFans ain't just some, you know, weird name for a porn site. Like it sounds like exactly what it is. OnlyFans. Like if you a fan, you could come here and you go support whatever I got going on, right? And then you go, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to give you direct to consumer. Like I'm giving you the exclusive stuff that I got, and then the rest of the stuff is going to go over here. Mm-hmm. That happens all the time just in regular life that we live, man. You could go look at grocery stores and stuff, for instance, man. They might get fruit and produce, right? But the freshest of the produce is directly going to a certain spot first. It ain't going to go to Kroger first. It ain't going to go to Meijer first. It's going to go over here. And then Kroger, Meijer, they get the rest of it. They get the B version of it. And then Joe Blow and them get the C version of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so by the time you look in there, you like, man, what's left, right? Like even when people do seafood, when they go down and they digging stuff out the water, and they got the big lobsters and the crab, they going straight to their number one people first.
Oh, yeah.
But what if you a brand new seafood restaurant just opened up, you trying to get the crab, you ain't going to get the super duper crab that came out there. They going to hit you with the, you know what I'm saying, the little arm crab or the crab with the broke arm. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you the cream of the crop. You see what I'm saying? So it's still levels to everything. And I feel like everybody should be equally put. It shouldn't be no level of nothing. It's almost like on a first come, first serve type of deal.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely one of those. I don't know, man. This whole
even with the sports, right? Check it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we got rapid tests and you could tell me if I got COVID in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because now I could take this and everybody that walked through this point ain't got it. All right. So now while we in here, we know everybody, all these 100 people ain't got it. So we straight. All right. So now we can do whatever we need to do. Unless COVID go drop down, you know what I'm saying, and just land on us like, boom, surprise, I'm here, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, to eliminate all of that, what I say, everybody got to chill at the crib, bro. But if everybody chilling, ain't nobody making no money. And that's the problem, right? So everybody basing everything on money. But see, here my thing is, if you base everything on money, where your faith at? I see, that's what I'm saying, because I know the situations around here in my household, and I know that money just appear out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Boom, you go to the mailbox, and where this check come from? And you know, I was supposed to be getting that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, so hey man, God definitely been seeing me and mine through. You know, I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for what's going on over here, and I know what I'm rooted in, and I know what I'll never deny, and I know what's to held me down. So that's just where I'm at with it. That's the only advice that I can give, you know what I'm saying? And somebody else could be just as deep rooted in favor as me and still lose somebody. Then look at a guy like, oh man, what you doing? But again, I also lost my mom too at the age of 23 years old. And I didn't look and be like, well, everybody else got a mom, why I don't? Or while she was a dead body was laying there, I'm looking at it like, woe is me. You see what I'm saying? I just had to take that and eat that for what it is and just know that my mom is a spiritual being just like me. So she's able to, you know, go to another place, you know what I'm saying? And she's always with me at this point. So now, instead of me hiding things from my mom or lying to my mom or, you know, asking this, that, and the third, now she see me 24/7.
Yeah.
So now you would think that would make me, you know, more mistake less. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you constantly got somebody watching you all the time when you know they're there, right? But that don't stop nothing. That don't stop me from talking crazy. That don't stop me from acting more ignorant or more or less, you know. I'm flawed as just the next human being, right? But the whole thing is to be more flawless. You see what I'm saying?
So I was gonna ask you, like, do like experiences like that, like you say you lost your mom at 23. Do you feel like it shaped you into like the person who you are today? Like even what we going through?
I feel like before my mom died, I was getting shaped and molded because I was asking questions that most people probably wouldn't ask. When I was living in LA at the time, I was asking questions like, what's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? What's the days of the week and what they mean and where they come from? Right. James, where did the name James start from? Who started the name James? Who started anything? Who named the butterfly? All this stuff. I'm asking all of these questions like, man, who is the author? Like, who owned all this stuff, right? Now I realize, like, we don't ever really die. You know, we spiritual beings, man. If most people believe you either going to heaven or hell, or you going a part of the universe, or you just leave here and you go into another realm or something, it's a spiritual thing, right? So if it's a spiritual thing, you never really die. And spirits got to exist because there wouldn't be no point of no voodoo and stuff like that. No, those things are real. And you calling upon different spirits and stuff, that stuff is real. That stuff not a joke.
No,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. And
yeah.
So, and I guess that kind of mold me like back to like you believe in stuff like why COVID can't be real. Because I do believe, like you said, all them spirits and all that, like this stuff is real. Like everything, I am one of the ones I do believe like everything happened for a reason. I kind of do say that, like even tragic stuff, like all that goes on, like it God's world, he's the author of it, whether you believe in the universe or whatever it is, you know. I mean, the stuff don't be like, think about like me and you, like the way we just having a conversation now talking, like you said, that's a spiritual being. Like for us to carry a conversation, all this stuff in the world exists. Because when I look at the water, like the ocean, the lakes, all that, I'm like, man, that's powerful. And I'm like, who is this powerful, to create something like that? If that exists, you know what I mean? If I'm
yeah.
Sense like so.
Well, it's how certain people look at it and how you view things, man. Well, the way I view things is you got a direct line to you got a direct line to how I know God real. And I explain this situation to people all the time. And whether they believe in God or not, I'm telling you for a fact that I know God is real. Just because of what's in your life, I know God is real. And the situation was your mom, your parents had a child, and it didn't go as planned. And here come another child along and might have felt some discouragement going along. Don't know how this one is going to go. And right then and there, here come God with a message saying, you know what? You're going to have this child, and this child is going, matter of fact, to let you know that this child's gonna be cool. I'm gonna mark this child. I'm gonna mark this child on his head just to let you know that everything is gonna be all right. And boom, child comes here, and to this day, yo, bro got a mark on his head. Now, there ain't nothing else for me to say. Like, it was just, I mean, there's nothing else to say. Now, how old is Ty?
Ty 26.
Okay, Ty 26. I'm 37. So at 11 years old, I'm hearing this.
Yeah.
An 11-year-old child, not even a teen, 11-year-old child witnessing this with his own eyes to see another human being come out and have a mark on his head being told right here in church. And I'm supposed to deny God and say God don't exist when this came out, or the pastor was some psychic or something like that, like, or who was supposed to know that? Are you kidding?
Nah, you right.
Nah, man, like that right there was it. Like, what else do I need to hear? You feel me? Like, I mean, this dude is a walking blessing right there, man. Ain't nothing else to be talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then when I learned that, man, I also learned, you got to move differently because everybody can go flow in the same frequency that you flow on. That's why I move a little different, man. You can't knock me off my faith wheel, man. There's nothing that you can hit me with that's going to make me feel different or change different, man. Even Jesus himself, man, had 12 people rolling with him. Out of 12 people, man, one person denied him, another one sold him off for a bag, and then another person didn't even believe who he was until they seen him physically. So that's telling me that if I'm rolling with a crew, one of them people go snitch and tell on me, another one of them is go deny me, and then another one of those people are not going to believe nothing I do until they see it. Yeah. So I could be talking about this podcast for I don't know how long, and one of my homies probably didn't care or didn't say anything until they can physically see it here on YouTube Live. You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And just this thing alone is something that I've been trying to do for years. I know this is something that seems to be the popular choice right now for a lot of people, but truth be told, I've been listening to podcasts since like 2004, 2005. And it was in iTunes. And the reason I was listening to him, matter of fact, one of the first podcasts I was listening to was Channel 955. And the reason why I went to Channel 955, because I think every Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, they had the War of Roses. And I wanted to hear the War of Roses without the commercials. So I could go to the podcast and it was commercial free because I hate commercials. I hate commercials and I hate ads. So if I could listen to what I want to listen to straight, boom, I had no problem. So I would pull up all these podcasts and listen to them. And then I find other podcasts to listen to. So this ain't nothing new for me. And then on top of that, I worked at, I was an intern at 937. Like, now I'm sitting here behind the mic in my own little room with my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make movies and I ended up being in a movie. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I had training and experience in each one of the things that I wanted to do. I was even making the media passes that people seen out at the radio station, So when anybody from the radio station was out, they had media passes on that I made. Now everybody can do a graphic design within a snap beat of with a snap. But I was dibbling and all of that. I been did all of that. You know what I'm saying? So now it just all come together to say, all right, cool. It was just a learning experience that God was trying to show me, like, yo, I'm going to use all your talents. I'm going to take all your talents. I'm going to put them all in one spot. And you go see what's going on. Like, I graduated from the Los Angeles Recording School. It's not like I'm some super audio engineer. Or I'm cutting Grammy records or, working on some Star Wars movie or something like that, man. But the point is, I got some education in it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you get from going to school that you don't get from looking at YouTube or reading some book. You see what I'm saying? It's exclusive things that you get just for going to school and being in school that you learn and that you pick up. You see what I'm saying? So I would have never got those things if I wasn't in that situation. Like, my school was right across the street from where they predominantly do movie premieres. So I'm coming out of school sometimes and I'm looking dead at, actors and actresses like across the street from me. You see what I'm saying? It didn't starstruck me or anything like that. It's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is live and this is how I go. And I continue to walk to the subway, man, to go home. You know what I'm saying? And then even then, I had been trained on that early from living in Pennsylvania anyway. When I went to the Art Institute, they had the All-Star Weekend here, man. And while they had All-Star Weekend, I was 18 in the lobby with all the stars. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and their mama was at this hotel, and they had like 3 different checkpoints to get in the hotel. It was some of everybody there. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of, celebrities that you see on TV and NBA players and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even ran into Jay Rich. Matter of fact, as I was I like Fridays a lot. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Fridays a lot to watch the All-Star Weekends. And then this particular Fridays in Philly, man, I went and chilled at, and I was at a table by myself. And as I'm sitting there, there's a couple, celebrities in there, in and out. But I had a table by myself, and it was a different couple people that came and sat at my table, ate their food, and rolled. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, y'all can sit down. I'm not going nowhere. Y'all can sit and eat. So they sat and ate, chopped it up, and then they left. You know what I'm saying? And then towards the end of the night, right before the dunking contest come on, Rasheed Wallace come in. And as he come in, he on earpiece. I'm like, yo, it's Sheed up in this mud, man. So, yo, I call the homies like, yo, y'all should have came, yo. Like, yo, Sheed up in here right now, man. Like, standing right next to me. They like, nah, man, you trip. I'm like, nah, like, Sheed right here for real, man. And then he was waiting on some wings. I'm like, yo, Sheed, man, you can just sit right there. So she sat down at the table, you know what I'm saying? Like, and sat there and chopped it. We sat there and said, who will win the dunking contest? He was going with Desmond Mason. I said, I'm going with Jay Rich. Okay. Jay Rich out of Michigan, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Jay Rich, you know what I'm saying? And then little did I know, you know what I'm saying? Keisha and Jay Rich was cool. So then later on that night, after the dunking contest, I run into Jay Rich at the hotel in the lobby. I'm like, yo, you know my cousin. He was like, man, who's that? I'm like, yo, say her name. Like, yo, she was supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? She said she was going to kick with her cousin. I'm like, yeah, that's me. He was like, yo. So that point, you know what I'm saying? That was cool. But before that, I ain't never been around that many stars and that many people before. But being in there didn't give me like a, oh my gosh, type of deal. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, all right, okay, this is what life would be. And then, to live in LA where all the stars live at, to live downtown in it was like, a big experience to be, walking distance from the Staples Center, you know what I'm saying? Walking around the Skid Row and seeing homeless people all the time and really talking to them personally on a one-on-one to, see what the real situation is. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you in this situation? Trying to figure out things that I can do and meeting certain people that, I'd have never met unless I went to LA. That some people, some of those people are, close friends to me today that, whenever I was around them, I had to pay for nothing. And see, I look as that as another blessing. Now, other people may look at it as, oh man, you was mooching off them. You a mooch, and like, who want to be around somebody who another grown man got to take care of and all this other stuff. But I look at it like, you know what? Each human being is responsible for themselves, and a human being ain't got to do nothing for you because actually we selfish, 100%. We all selfish, right? So if I'm selfish, then why I got to hook you up? I ain't got to do nothing to you, dog. So the simple fact that you did, let me know that was a blessing. Like, hey, God was speaking. It ain't had nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I have been in places where the bill was dumb. There ain't nowhere in the world I'd have been able to pay for it. Hey, here you go, dog. No problem. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no problem. It wasn't no funny acting after that. We carried on and, carried on with the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? Now, how many people, that can honestly be like that and you not trip? You see what I'm saying?
Nah, I know what you're saying, but you know what? It's crazy because, like, certain people take that for granted, though. They don't realize that, like, being in those situations. Because I think, like you said, a lot of us are selfish because don't nobody have to do nothing for you. And because, like you said, I've been in situations where I look like, man, like certain restaurants where people picked up the bill. I'm like, yo, that's just a blessing themselves, man. And that's like, basically that's God looking out. And people don't realize, like, them stories and the Bible and everything, if you really look at it, it's like it's a everyday, daily basis on earth. Like people don't realize God send people all the time across paths, and people not understanding that. They don't realize that,
Nah.
and that's why I say they take it for granted. Because like you said, we is basically like you saying being out, being out there in LA. And I kind of I picked that up when I worked at the Palace, seeing different people come in, like different tours, certain NBA teams, certain players, and I really picked up on like just interacting backstage, like J. Cole. Like now J. Cole,
Yeah.
he was cool. And his backup dancers was cool, his security team was cool. And I'm like, man, and like, I never took none of that for granted. I always cherish every moment. Like you said, certain people I worked with down there, it just hanging out. I mean, just the experience, just, I don't know. I hope I ain't going off topic,
Nah, we just vibe.
So, like I said, man, just to me, that was a blessing, just being around and kind of help open my eyes up. And then, like I said, just certain people I got to be around. I didn't realize like the different cultures of coming from Flint, then actually working with people from the city of Detroit and like on the outskirts of Detroit, in the suburbs and all that. So
Flint look real small when you work with other people from the surrounding areas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that Flint thing, I don't know, it's different for some people. Like Flint might motivate a lot of other people, man, but it don't motivate me the way it motivate other people. Like what I get out of Flint is that Flint was over 1 million people populated. Flint, originated gym. That means my family members was putting in work. So all them 6-4s and Chevys and stuff that people be talking about, my family put blood, sweat, and tears into that. You know what I'm saying? I see that is the person that owned the Pistons from Flint. Aside from all that, it's just a place that I was born in. Not only that, is that the hospital that I was born in, FOH, is gone. The elementary that I went to is gone. The middle school that I went to is gone. The high school that I went to is gone. So what existence do I have in Flint? Flint didn't motivate me to do anything. I motivated myself to not want to be in Flint because I didn't want to be in Flint. Like even when I left, I was in, I went to Novi Wixom. I didn't want to be in Flint like that. You know what I'm saying? I left up out there. I knew I didn't want to be here. When I was 18, I came to Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? I want to live in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? I lived in California. You know what I'm saying? I lived in different places. And you don't realize none of this stuff until you get out.
And I was going to say that because like even I worked at Cedar Point one summer. You don't realize like Flint is, I love it. Like I was born and raised here, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's like a trap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get stuck, you get caught up in this, and it took me a long time to realize that because people always say like, oh, I'm at the trap. I got to go to the trap. And I'm thinking like, if you really like that word trap, think about it. If you look at the definition of trap means there's no escape. You can't get out. So I'm like, in a sense, I'm thinking like, I feel like that a lot of people don't want to get out. And for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe some people like, okay, maybe family, which I think is a good reason, but it's time to like, because I got some stuff I've been trying to work on and kind of really for me to get my confidence and like to really, I was like really scared with a lot of stuff to like venture off, if that makes sense. Like maybe it was like being insecure about some things, like not really stepping out on faith, like, okay, I want to go off somewhere. And it's like, how do I do that? Like trying to get to that next level. And I ain't talking about just taking no vacations, like posting pictures. And that ain't no shade at nobody or nothing. But I'm talking about really venturing off like, okay, there's a whole world to really see and like level up on like doing some new things, like to live somewhere else and like raise a family. Because like after the water crisis here, I said it can't get no worse than that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say you can't even drink your own water and you take a bath in it, like I said, that was it for me. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to raise no family here. If deal with that.
Yeah, and I never wanted to be handicapped to just Flint. Like, I'm from Michigan. I happen to be born in Flint. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Michigan child. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. Not only that, is that me and my granddad in the early 90s, and I found out that I got cousins and aunties out in Arizona, and we used to go out there and go into their house for the first time, man. As a kid, going to their house for the first time blew me away, man. Like, literally, from their living room, you can see the whole entire city. You know what I'm saying? From their living room, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming from Wesley Street and I'm going into a living room with ceilings I can't even touch. Even if you had a basic ladder, you couldn't touch their ceilings. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got a sound system in the house there where anywhere in the house you can talk to anybody in the house. You see what I'm saying? It's set up to where the TV could be playing in the living room and outside, and the radio could be playing in the front of the house and XYZ bedroom, all this technology. And I'm just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. So seeing that swimming pool in the backyard, all that, man. I mean, marble floor, all that. You know what I'm saying? Dogs running around the house. Dogs ain't outside. You know what I'm saying? They freely walking around the house. Like, I'm like, man, this life is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this ain't Wesley at all. And when I seen that, I knew that, nah, I don't want no Flint. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And then on top of that, like, my mom would always say, like, we'll get a house one day, but obviously we ain't getting a house one day because she ain't here. You know what I'm saying? So I never even had, me and my mom's never even had our own spot, but it's just me and her. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't get that vibe either. I always got, you know what I'm saying, living with other people. So living with other people never became a thing to me. Like, it could be one person in the house or 50 people in the house. I'm all cool with it. Like, I'm cool with living with people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that got to be by myself, even though I was pretty much by myself. I prefer to be around people. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like the more people you're around, the more productive you can be if everybody is on the same page. But a lot of people can't even come to the library, let alone the same page. You see what I'm saying? You got to get into the library first. And people don't want to read. So if you don't want to read, now I got to talk it to you. Now, if I'm talking it to you, you don't want to listen. So there's no way for you to be reached. So now what I got to do is leave you alone and still proceed forward with what I want to do and weave you out, because all that will be weaved out. Like, who go be around you is go be around you. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. Like, you can't fake that, can't hide that. And when I was down and used to go to Novi a lot, man, I seen different things on my own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was riding around in a station truck, you know what I'm saying? Doing promotions and setting up banners and flyers for the radio station. And you know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you who could see me in Flint and be like, oh, that was dude who was riding around in the truck. But I'll tell you, I can go to Novi and be in a club and they be like, oh, that's the Sunglass Hut dude, or that's the XYZ dude. You know what I'm saying? Because people see me like that. Like, I was in 12 Oaks Mall heavy. Like, to this day, like, I probably go back to 12 Oaks Mall and some of the people still working there and be like, oh yeah, James, what up? Like, because of just, you know what I'm saying, my energy being there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was more accepted out of Flint than in Flint. I didn't even really have a crew or nobody in Flint, you know what I'm saying? And really had none of that, you know?
I noticed, like, if you, Flint is so, especially with the city is side, it's being like everybody like know everybody. But if you kind of low key and venture off, like when they see you, because I kind of picked that vibe up too when I went out one night. The Muzz was kind of looking at me like, dang, like I don't really see you around. Like, who, is you from around here? It was kind of like that. But so I was gonna ask you, man, like, really, like, what advice could you give me, like, with your, like, when you started your podcast, like, because I got some stuff I want to work on, and it's like, how do I do that? Like, how do I just get in the mindset to, like, really just focus and lock in, just to go for it, I guess.
Man, I would tell you to just do it, because I've had all these equipment for a year. The first episode I ever recorded with all of this equipment, I explained that I told my niece and nephew that, you know what, I want to start a podcast. And then that day, I went to do the research on the stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But prior to that, years before that, I've set up a podcast type situation, and times before that, like I wanted to sit here when I was at school at the Art Institute. I mean, not at the Art Institute, but at the recording school. People was telling me, "Oh man, you need your own YouTube channel, dog. You need to be on. You should have your own channel. You should have your own channel." I'm like, nah, man, that ain't just me to like just make up some stuff, man. I just like being an organic person. I don't like structure, man. So however it come, it just come. Like, but for me to sit here and look at it and write it down and regurgitate it, don't feel the authentic me, man. So um before that, I want to be on Real World. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like if it was a camera crew following me and my homies in Philly, oh man, they would have got some of the best footage they could ever retrieve. You know what I'm saying? Because we walked everywhere, man. We did everything on foot, man. It would have been dope. And you know, none of that happened. But I've been on sets. I've been on the set of Grey's Anatomy. I've been on the set of 1 versus 100. I've been on the set of Deal No Deal. I've been on a movie. You know what I'm saying? I've been on a video set. I've been on multiple video sets. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been in that production realm, man. So to see it and want to do it was, you know, was a big thing for me. So like I said, I had training and all that. But to answer your question, I would definitely start by simply writing down what I wanted to do. And then after I wrote it down, I definitely would then research and find me a mic that I could use on my computer or my laptop. And I would start me a YouTube page or get you a StreamYard or something like that. And man, just hit the record button and go, because the only way you go get better is by doing it. I'm not no radio host or broadcast dude. What I'm simply is somebody that's just an authentic person who's wanted to do something for a long time, has then finally came around and did it, and not afraid to sit up here and talk, whether people like it or not, because it's not my choice that you're going to watch this or not. It's your choice, you know, whether you like it or not. I still got to do what I got to do because it's something I want to do. A lot of people do podcasts right now because, you know, it's they feel like it's money, but I don't do this for no money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hate ads and stuff like that. However, I am smart enough and have enough wisdom enough to know that if this stuff is monetized and people and they want to pay me for ads and stuff, even though I hate ads, if there's enough people coming through, I can come through and use that money that they are going to pay me and give me for that, and use that money and put that directly into whatever community I'm in by going to, you know, help out homeless people, get some clothes and gear for people, and do giveaways and just give stuff away, because I don't have to worry about money, or I don't have to worry about finances, or whatever term people want to use for it. I know what God told me, and I don't have to worry about that, man. So, you know, only thing I got to worry about is using the talents that he gave me to uplift the kingdom, man. That's all I got to worry about. So everything else will be, you know, handed upon me, because he know my needs, and anything else is a want. I may want a lot of things, but how much stuff do I really need? He go take care of my needs. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what he here to do. So
I'm on the pod. I'm on.
oh, we got my man. Yeah, Julian that hopped up in here. Live and direct on the pod, man.
Jacktown 989. I see y'all, Flint.
Man, this my cuz here, man. Like his bro right here, man, was one of the ones who was really wanted to start a podcast, man. And if he was alive right now, he'd be super geeked to see this situation happening right here live, man. So, man, shout out Gabe, y'all, because if he was here, he'd
be him. I mean, that's why I'm on it. I mean,
he would definitely
be him.
Be on.
I got to do it now. No, I got to do it.
Yeah, he'd be on, man. So, to have two family members sitting right here, man, is dope to me, man. So,
Modelo time, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
No rights, nothing like that. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I wanted to stop by and bless, man. I need to charge my phone, man. So I guess I get with you, man. Next time I'm gonna write these goals, and when I manifest them, I can jump back on with you.
Yeah, man. Just go ahead and put it together. Matter of fact, whether you write it or not, get you a microphone, get you a laptop, plug it in, and hit record. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing I could tell you. And you go naturally get better just from muscle memory and progression. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that you're really passionate about, then you go see forward and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of sense. Not dumb. You know what I'm saying? You a good-hearted dude, kind-hearted dude, never did wrong to nobody, and straightforward, man. So all that stuff is going to pay off because that's just the type of person you are and you built, man. Your whole family structure is built appropriately. You know what I'm saying? You're not like doing nothing crazy. So it's a lot of stuff in you that's going to come out as well that has to be released into the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was handicapping myself. I got all this talent and it wasn't doing anything. So I was being rude to the world by not allowing my talents to be used. So now I'm allowing my talents to be used, but now they have to be used in the correct format and not the bad format. Because it's real easy to sit up here and talk crazy about people and reckless about people, name call, drag, and do all that unnecessary stuff to people for no reason when that ain't have nothing to do with anything. All I need to do is sit up here and speak positive energy that's going to positively affect and change people in the best way positive. And the whole purpose behind the I Just Think Different podcast is to just really change one life, one day at a time. And then that's just what I'm about, man. So anytime that I can do that and somebody can watch this and feel like they can go be, walking to their purpose, man, then my job is complete because I do this because I just wanted to and I like to. This is just, I like to talk, man. So it's nothing for me to get on here and chop it up about anything. I don't do this for, the glory or the handout or to say, go check me out, man.
I mean, just me pulling up Facebook and seeing you on, I was like, I got to get on. Just seeing your face and seeing y'all talk. I mean, it sparks something.
Yeah, there it is, man. And that's just what it's all about, man. That's really what it's all about. That's essentially what the essence of this is. And aside from all that, the real podcast topics are, topics I try to use for people to express themselves and talk about in a way that we can come together and see how we can move forward as a people, as a whole, no color, no race, to just figure out like how we can get better as humans. The little side stuff I just do is just me talking, but the root essence of this, just to bring people together and, see how we can just come together as human beings to get all the nonsense out, because there's a lot of it out there and we all get affected by it. And a lot of things bother us that we don't necessarily express. So if we could get to a place that we can express them and not have any judgment towards us, then it's more better for us to get those out in the world. And it makes for people not to be so harmed and destroyed, because we just hold years of pain. And all we ever wanted was just for somebody to listen and to get that out. But if somebody would have heard that earlier, then we wouldn't be in the positions that we are to damage people. And I'm trying to stop people from getting damaged, because as human beings, we got to come together and, be the light that push through.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's it. All right, man. You say you finna get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you, man. But I appreciate you for having me.
All right, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
All right, Julian, man, what's up?
What up, man?
Yeah, man, tell me about it.
Can't tell you much, man. Happy holidays.
Oh yeah, man, happy holidays, man.
We got a couple coming up.
Yeah, we got New Year's and Christmas coming up, man.
I like what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I like it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by. Like I said, see you got Modelo time going on over there.
Oh, it's always Modelo time, baby. It's always Modelo time. They don't die.
Nah, man, not at all, man. So what you got going? What's your plans on for the week, man? What you got going on?
For the week, I'm going back to work. Man. I just did the 14-day quarantine. Old lady had the corona.
Oh man, you had corona too?
No, I didn't. I went and took 2 tests Monday, Tuesday. Both come back. They both came back negative. So now I'm allowed to go back to work.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to go back to work, but I got to be grateful. I mean, I'm healthy. My girl's healthy. Kids healthy. Family's healthy.
Well, man, so you was around somebody with corona too, and you still escaped?
In my household, yeah. My girl right next to me, yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a real crazy situation because, that's what the initial conversation was sparked up about COVID. And, it's a real funny thing, man. Some people be around it, some people not be around it. And, catch it, not catch it. It's hard to call, man. It's just
it's definitely hard to call because, when the first wave came around, my mom, well, not my mom, but my dad had it, and then my mom didn't get it, and then my mom had it, and then we were good after that. I mean, they had their health, they were good, and then about 3-4 weeks ago, my little brother caught it, and I was in close contact, tested negative, went back to work. Girl came back positive, so I had to do the 14 days, and I had to go get tested, and luckily, I came back, and I wasn't affected by it, but I still had to do the precautionary stay 14 days, so. Yeah, we all good. Thanksgiving, a blessing, and we luckily enough it was the quarantine was right before that, so a couple of people came over that wanted to come over and take the chance to hang out with us and spend time with us, which was lovely, and we had a good time.
Well, that's a blessing within itself, man, because you still here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that you didn't catch anything, and your spirits are still high, and you still, promoting positivity.
Oh, that's the only thing I can do because that negative shit don't do nothing.
Nah.
Not for nobody.
Nah. But it's easy, though. It's very easy to fall into.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially in a time like this when there's so much negative around it. I mean, what do you want to do? You don't want to be the person to spread more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be the sugar to the Kool-Aid when in a situation like that.
Oh, man, it's crazy, man. Man, well, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. I'm going to get out of here and make sure you check out the I Just Think Different Podcast, YouTube, and all the streaming sites. The same thing. I Just Think Different Podcast.
Definitely. I'm going to link into it. I'm going to check into it, man. See what you're doing.
Yeah,
I see that background you got.
Oh, man.
It looks a little bit too familiar to me.
Oh, man. It goes to a whole bunch of different things, man. I can make it whatever I want to, man. Boom, we switch it up.
Oh.
I'm out of space now, man. You know what I'm saying? We out of here, man. We can just change it at any time, put up different things, man, and boom, put me up there, man. Take me to Flint. We everywhere.
Go.
Put me in the living room, post up.
Like that piano.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know whose living room this is, man, but hey,
one day.
Yeah, we had something like that. Or I could brick wall it, man, just sit in front of a wall. You know what I mean? So, it's multiple possibilities with this situation, man. I personally like this. It's one of my faves. Just the city I live in right now. So, man, I like it, man. I just like being able to get on here and be fear-free, man. I could just get out here and say whatever I want.
Watch me, don't watch me.
Yeah, watch me, don't watch me, man. Hear me, don't hear me. But when I drop a real podcast, make sure you listen to that.
Oh, yeah, I'll be on it for sure, man.
We had one coming Tuesday. Just dropped one last Tuesday. That's on depression and anxiety. It's called Depression What? Anxiety Who? So go check that out. Yeah, you don't know that. You don't have those issues, man. Unfortunately, it's a real
unfortunately
thing, man.
I mean, I know a couple people that do have it, but that's another episode, though.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll check you.
All right, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, you too.